What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Nightowl channel. In this video, we'll be going over a Town Hall 13 3-star attack strategy for any Town Hall 13s that need it. It's going to be the Mass Zap Ice Witch attack strategy. It's a pretty strong strategy, and it works pretty well against most bases. There are a few bases that it doesn't work too well against. Base identification is the key for most strategy in Clash of Clans, so make sure you are identifying the base correctly before using this strategy. Before we jump into the replays, let's take a look at the army composition to see what makes up this army. If we go over to the previous army, you can see it's right there. We've got 15 witches, 12 super giants, 6 zaps, 4 freezes, a quake, and then a wall wrecker. In your wall wrecker, you're going to want ice golems, and then you're going to want to bring an extra freeze and a poison. And you can also switch out 2 of the freezes for a rage. You don't have to always bring 4 freezes. In some of the other replays, I bring a rage instead of 2 extra freezes. But feel free to use what you want and make the adjustments from there. Alright, first example I'm going to go over here. This is a friendly challenge against my own base. I just wanted to see how well it works against some of the older bases that I have. And it's been working pretty well for me. I had to adjust the strategy after the zaps got indirectly nerfed. And with the buff to the scatter shots, you can no longer zap both of them and do like a mass, like just zap witch. You're going to need to bring some freezes to help along with the strategy. What you want to do with your 6 zaps and your quake, you want to focus on taking down a scatter shot that's near any other splash damage, and then focus on taking down the remaining splash damage with either your army, your world champion, or whatever it is that you're going to go for. With that being said, let's go ahead and play it here. And with your free spells, you're more using them for a reactive kind of attack or a reactive kind of placement. So you just use them where you need to, on the Town Hall, on the multis, if there's multis. You know, any other splash damage, the remaining scatter shot's a good idea to freeze and stuff like that. But you can see there, it's a pretty easy attack strategy. Super Giants come down in a nice little line along with the witches. We got the heroes coming in, wall wrecker. And the goal of the wall wrecker, I just want to get it to the middle of the base. Alright, it's a ring base. I want to get to the middle. I want it to open up that section so that way, you know, witches can go in, or the queen, or, you know, my heroes, whatever it is. I'm holding on to my world champion. I still have all my freezes. Everything's going to push in here nice and easy. And we're just watching. We're just watching where everything goes. We got a freeze on top of the multi and that wizard tower. That's 2 splash damage right there. I just want to get through the splash damage so that way the witches stay alive. I can get to the base really easily. We got the ice golems coming out. The Town Hall has been activated. There goes the Warden ability. I like to use the Warden ability depending on what's going on. So let's say that the wall wrecker's taking a lot of damage. You'll see that in some of the other replays. I use the Warden ability a little early, depending on how much damage the wall wrecker's taking, to get it to the objective I want it to get to. Whether that's the Town Hall compartment, whether that's a specific compartment with, you know, a scatter shot or maybe some splash damage. Focusing on the splash damage with this strategy is very, very key. You can see I used the free spell on the CC that came out. Just using it where you think you need it the most. On splash, on scatters. I use it on top of the CC. Wherever you think you need those freezes to help mitigate some of the damage that your witches are taking, or maybe your super giants, or whatever it is, that's how you use it. Don't try to use it too fast. You know, try to be patient with your placement, and if you have backside splash damage, make sure to always be wary of that. The attack's dwindling down here. There's not really much left. And you can see that I do get a little lucky here, but there's enough witches, and we got the Warden up, and I did enough damage in the middle of the base in order to secure the 3-star. The next couple replays, I'm going to be using a rage spell instead of the freezes. Again, you can bring the rage instead of the freezes. Feel free to try out both. Make sure you go in matchmaking, or if you're in Legend League, try it in Legend League first. Try it against bases. Identify where you can get some splash damage. Again, scatters next to multis, or wizard towers, or X-bows. Whatever you can get around that scatter shot, that's what you want to go for. And yeah, it's a pretty easy strategy. Just place down your giants, place down your witches, place down your wall wrecker. Warden comes down. Protect the wall wrecker as much as you can to get to the middle of the base. Take down that Town Hall if you can. And then use your world champion to snipe off multis or the other scatter shot. Wherever you want to use your world champion, I always save her for a different portion of the base. Let's go ahead and move on to the next replay. Alright, next replay I'm going to go over here. This is an older replay that I took from a friendly war that I was a part of. It's a little zoomed in and it goes kind of fast. So you can see the scatter shot up in the left corner. That's what I'm going to target here. We have a scatter shot, a wizard tower, and then we have an archer tower and a cannon. The archer tower and the cannon are bonuses, but that scatter shot and the wizard tower is my main objective. I get splash damage, and I get one of the scatters out of the way. Then I'm going to drop my giants and my witches to target the remaining scatter shot, and I'm going to use my world champion on the top side to take down that multi. We're going to go ahead and play it here, and first thing we're going to do is drop the zaps on top of the scatter. I zoom out a little crazy, and that's an old replay from a friendly war from a few weeks ago. And the scatter goes down. We have the giants coming down towards like the bottom of the base. We have the witches coming down. Again, we're gonna go through that scatter shot, take it down, try to get to the Town Hall, and that's the main objective with the strategy. I just want to get rid of this, especially the scatter shot. It's a big splash damage. You know, it does damage not only to the thing it attacks, but anything behind that. You know, that target and everything like that. Very dangerous in terms of splash damage. Need to get that scatter out the way. And again, I have the rage instead of the extra 2 freezes. Here comes the poison on top of the CC, and I'm saving my Royal Champion for the topside multi to get it out the way. And everything's moving in here nicely. I got the witches, a lot of witches on the outside, queens in the middle, and just trying to make my way through the CC, trying to get through the middle. We got a wizard tower there. Scattershot's about to go down. Enemy queen is now down. Royal Champion's making its way towards that top side. Inferno tower, I still got a multi. I mean, not a multi. I still got a freeze. I still got a rage. So I got the freeze for the multi if I need to. There's ice golems popping off again. Ice golems in the wall wrecker I think is really key. Helps freeze up anything it's around. You know, the Inferno towers, the Giga Inferno, all that good stuff. It's always nice to have those ice golems in the clan castle, so that way you can get those extra freeze and stuff like that. Freeze on top of the town hall, I didn't really need it, and I placed the rage down a little too early, but I still have the warden ability here. I still haven't used that at all. There goes the warden ability. Giant group of witches and the kings over there, and as you can see, it's pretty much going to be an easy wipe on this base. Identify what you can get from the base and use your zaps wisely. Like I said in the beginning, it's not going to work on every single base. If you see any bases with 3 multis that are like the island style bases where they're kind of isolated, this strategy will not work against it. If you see any bases that are like the teaser bases, this strategy will not work on it as well. Very good against bases that have singles, obviously, and it's also very good against bases where you can get a lot of splash damage. Like, maybe they have all 3 multis, but let's say you can get one with the Royal Champion, and you can get the other 2 by going through them with the wall wrecker and your main unit. You might be able to get the 3-star, try it out, you never know. But for the most part, if it's isolated and you cannot reach those multis, I would stay away from using this strategy on that base because you probably won't get it. Let's go ahead and move on to the next replay. Alright, third example I got here, I'm going to have it play straight through. And this time I'm going to go for that bottom scatter shot on the bottom. You can see I got the X-bow, I got the wizard tower, and I got the scatter shot. 3 big defenses for, just defending in general. So it's always nice to take them down. We got the big giants coming in. We've got the witches coming in. We got that scatter on the right side we got to deal with, along with the bomb tower and the wizard tower. We have actually 3 wizard towers, a scatter, and a bomb tower in this direction, along with that multi right there. Lots of splash damage. We want to get through this base as best as we can, and approaching it from this direction I think was the best option because of all the splash damage. We're getting out of the way really early. Poison on top of the CC that comes out. We got the warden ability. See that warden ability barely keeping that wall wrecker alive. I tried to keep it alive as much as I could so I can try to open up that compartment and get to the town hall. Unfortunately, it goes down a little bit earlier than I wanted it to, but it's okay. We got the freeze on top of the queen and the multi. I have 2 freezes left over, and I still have a rage spell, and it's looking pretty good here. So again, with these super giants, they come in clutch with taking down walls. So their bonus, their superpower, is going through walls really, really quickly, and keeping them alive as long as I could. That was the big thing. Again, this town hall is focusing on the ice golems again, so the ice golems are going to pop. I'm not really in a rush here to place my rage down or my freezes, because with the ice golems in front or being targeted in general, we want the ice golems to pop. So if you see them being targeted, let them get popped. Let them get popped, let them freeze up the area they're around, and take advantage of using those ice golems. You can see the patience of this attack allowed me to get a 3-star really, really easily. Again, base identification is really key. How much splash can you get on the way to the town hall? And then being patient with your spells. Watching how the attack develops will get you that 3-star that you want. And you should have really no problem getting the 3-star with this strategy. It's very easy. It's a very strong strategy. It's, it's kind of spammy. But after you spam down all your troops, it's a bit reactive. Now it's about reacting to where the troops are going, what's attacking you, where's that other scatter shot, where's that multi, what's the town hall doing, where's the CC and relative location to your ice golems. It's just about identifying where everything's at and reacting accordingly. I'm gonna go over 2 more replays really quickly, and then that'll be the end of the video. And if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to let me know in the comment section, and I'll get to it. Let's go and go to the last 2 replays. Alright, next replay I'm going to go over here. This is, I'm going to play it straight through. Friendly challenge against one of my own bases. I'm zapping, X-bow, wizard tower, and a scatter. An older base. Again, I want to try it on to see how well the strategy would do. We got 3 singles on the base, so it's looking pretty good. And so I took down the left scatter shot, so I'm attacking from the right side, so I can get the right scatter shot out of the way. We got the giants coming down again with the witches, along with the warden. And they're going to press on in and take the base down. It's a very simple strategy. Again, very, very simple. In this replay, I have 5 freezes. So the more freezes you bring, the more reactive you're going to have to be. You have more free will, I would say. You can place the freezes wherever you want. There goes one right there on top of that single. I use it to protect the wall wrecker to get on in. There goes another one on top of the scatter shot. It just, wherever you want to use the freezes, you are more than welcome to use them wherever you want. It's a very strong strategy. And I definitely recommend, definitely practice it. I mean, it's easy. It's a very easy strategy, but definitely practice it. Don't just jump into, war and think you're gonna 3-star every base. You definitely need to practice, get used to the placement, what you're gonna use, reacting accordingly, and you'll get the 3-star that you want. But it's a pretty easy strategy. Again, if you have any questions for me, let me know. Ice golems, again, getting targeted by that single. That's what we want. We like the ice golems getting targeted. They freeze up everything around them. They give me time to, the warden's there, he can do damage, or if there's witches up there. A lot of witches on the bottom side, they're gonna carry their way through the attack, and that's how I'm gonna get my 3-star. I have the queen ability, I got the world champion ability, I've got 2 freezes. I'm just reacting at this point. I'm just watching. I'm thinking I have the king to go through. I have 2 singles to go through. I've got 1 more splash damage to go through, and I'm looking pretty good here. Like, that's what I'm thinking about. When I'm going through the strategy, I'm like, okay, what's the most dangerous things that could stop me getting the 3-star? Right now it's the king, right now it's the bomb tower, and right now it's the world champion. So I have my queen ability, I have my freezes ready for when I need to use them in order to tie up those defenses and tie up those heroes in order to give myself the chance of getting the 3-star as best as I can. And I end up getting the 3-star again. So it's a pretty easy strategy. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it's helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna have the last replay play straight through, no commentary. I'll commentate a little bit, just talking about the strategy again or whatever it is, but nothing too in depth. And it's a very easy strategy. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you have any questions for me, let me know. And again, you can change it to how you like. You can bring more witches if you want, less giants, or you can bring the extra rage spell, or you can bring those freezes like you like them, whatever you like. But just remember, look for that value. Remember to look for the value. Which scatter shot is going to give you more value? Always find the one that has the closest proximity to any other splash damage, and you go from there. And then you place down your giants, place down your witches, place down your warden, your wall wrecker comes in. Try to protect the wall wrecker as much as you can, getting it to the middle. Make sure it can, dive deep, so when it goes down and the ice golems pop open, you can use those ice golems to your advantage. They distract, they pop, they freeze. Very good stuff to use. And of course, using the free spells where you need them is going to be very key. But that's all I have for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.